Hi everyone, this is Deepika. Hope you're all doing well. So in the previous video, we discussed about the basics of mutual funds. There are more than 2000 different types of mutual fund schemes offered by 45 different mutual fund houses in India. So in this video, I'll explain to you about how to choose the best mutual fund scheme that suits our need. So let's get started. So, based on its structure, mutual fund schemes can be either open ended or closed ended. So, in an open ended fund, the investors can buy and sell mutual fund units whenever they want. It does not have any fixed maturity period. Whereas closed ended funds have a fixed maturity period. The investor can invest in the fund only during the new fund offer period. And these funds are also listed in stock exchanges. Any mutual fund house will generally invest their money in equity, debt, or a mix of both. For example, SBI Mutual Fund alone offers 50 different types of schemes. As per SEBI norms, these schemes are categorized into 5 different types. That is equity, debt, hybrid, solution oriented, and other types of schemes. Now, equity schemes are generally suitable for investors who are willing to take high risk and for those who can wait for a minimum of 3 to 7 years. So the money collected from the investors is invested in equity shares of companies. Those are listed in the stock exchanges. So this type of schemes are suitable for those who are in their prime earning stage, looking to build a portfolio that gives them high returns over the long term. So in short, though equity schemes are categorized as high risk, these schemes also have a high return potential in the long run. Now, equity schemes are further classified into 10 types that include large cap, mid cap, small cap, multi cap, tax saving or equity linked saving schemes, etc. So, generally, these large cap funds they invest in big sized or so called blue chip companies. So, the risk here is relatively less. Whereas mid cap companies invest in medium sized companies and small cap companies invest in small sized companies. So, investing in small cap funds are quite risky when compared to investing in large cap funds because, see, if you now invest in companies like Wipro and Infosys, you may not get great returns. But had you invested in these companies 20 years back when they were very small, now you could have made huge amount, isn't it? So that is why investing in the small cap funds are very risky, but at the same time, in the long run, they may give you really very high returns. And there's something called as ELSS or tax saving schemes. So if you invest in this scheme, you get to enjoy a tax benefit of up to 1,50,000 rupees. But there is a catch, you have a lock-in period of 3 years. So the next category is the debt scheme. So these type of schemes are suitable for investors who are not willing to take risk. So the funds of these schemes are invested in instruments that give fixed rate of returns such as debentures, bonds, commercial papers, certificate of deposits, etc. So these instruments generally they ensure protection of capital, and as the risk in these schemes are very low, the return is also low, but it is guaranteed. So these schemes are further classified into 16 types that include gilt funds. Gilt funds are those funds which invest their money exclusively in government securities. And then we have liquid funds, ultra short-term debt funds, etc. under debt schemes. And the next category is the hybrid scheme, which is otherwise called as balanced scheme. Now, as the name suggests, these are mutual fund schemes that divide their investments between equity and debt scheme. So they are more suitable for investors who are looking for a combination of moderate return with comparatively low risk. The next category is solution-oriented mutual fund scheme, which design their portfolio to achieve a specific goal like retirement, children's education, etc. So these schemes usually have a lock-in period of 5 years and they are generally long-term schemes. And the last category include other schemes like index mutual fund schemes and fund of fund schemes. So what is index fund? Index funds are those that replicate the portfolio of a particular index, such as BSE Sensex or NSE Nifty, which are the most popular indices in India. So I have made a separate video on Sensex and Nifty. The link of the video is in the description. So these index funds invest in the securities in the same weightage comprising an index. The increase or decrease in the NAV of the scheme is in accordance with the rise or fall in the index. That is Sensex or Nifty. Now, index funds are also very popular and attractive due to their low cost. The expense ratio of the index funds are very, very, very low when compared to the other actively managed funds. And globally, it has been observed that it becomes difficult for a fund manager to beat their benchmark as market has become more efficient these days. So the next and the last type is a fund of fund. This is a mutual fund scheme that invests in other schemes of mutual funds. Like similar to how your fund invests in stocks and bonds, the fund of fund invests in other mutual fund schemes. Like for example, a mutual fund company in India can hold mutual funds of a foreign company, for foreign country, like US mutual funds or UK mutual funds. So these are called as fund of funds. So now I hope you have got a better idea about the different types of mutual fund schemes. Now let's see what are the various aspects that we should look into before investing in a mutual fund scheme. The first and foremost thing before starting any investment for that matter is that we should be very, very clear with our investment goals. Like, why are we saving or investing this money? Like it could be for buying a car or a house or to go on a vacation or for the retirement. So if we're very clear with our investment goals, it'll help us to stay invested because we know the purpose of this investment and this will deter us from withdrawing the money in between. So the next aspect is the time horizon. We should be very clear about how long we will be able to stay invested. If we will be in need of money in a year's time, then investing in equity schemes is a bad choice. Liquid schemes are the suitable option for those who are looking for short-term investments. Then we should also be very much aware of our risk tolerance level. Those who are highly risk averse should stay away from equity schemes and choose to invest in debt schemes. So these are the aspects that we should look into ourselves. Now, what are the factors that we should look into the mutual funds? The first is a track record of the asset management company. You should look into their past performance, the performance of their various other schemes, etc. Then it is usually recommended that while choosing a mutual fund, one should pay attention to the size of the AUM, that is assets under management. One should always pick the scheme that has a large AUM, preferably more than 1,000 to 2,000 crores, or approximately the same as the category average. Then the most important aspect is the expense ratio of the scheme. An expense ratio reveals the amount that an investment company charges investors to manage their money. So reasonable expense ratio for an actively managed portfolio is about 0.5 to 0.75%. An expense ratio greater than 1.5 is considered very high. For index funds, the typical ratio is about 0.2%. So even a small difference in this expense ratio can cost the investor a lot of money in the long run. The other most important aspect includes assessing the experience and qualification of the fund manager, that is a person who manages the money. And then the last but important aspect is that the investor should compare the performance of the fund, that is the returns of the fund, with the benchmark return, that is the index returns, Sensex and Nifty returns, and also against the returns of similar funds offered by various other mutual fund houses, and finally pick the scheme that shows consistent returns. So now you can ask me where to find all these information about mutual funds. These details are available in many websites like moneycontrol.com, Value Research Online, AMFI, that is Association of Mutual Funds of India, etc. Now, if you think that you don't have the time and patience to do the research, you can choose to invest in mutual funds through the regular route, that is through a distributor. He will guide you through all this process and make your job easy, but for which you will be charged a commission. Generally, the investors are not explicitly revealed about the commission aspect. Now, if you think that you can do your own research, then go through the direct route. That is, you have to do your own research and directly buy the mutual fund units from the company's website. Or if you want to invest in schemes of multiple mutual fund companies through a single platform, you can make use of the platform offered by Zerodha. They don't charge any commission. It is a direct route. If you want to know more about Zerodha's platform, please fill the form given in the description so that a Zerodha authorized person will contact you at your preferred timing. So that is all for today's video. Hope you found it useful. Please share the video with your friends and family members, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do subscribe and click the bell button. Now, in the next week's video, I'll discuss about the difference between SIP and lump sum mode of investment in mutual funds, and we'll also touch upon topics like STP, that is systematic transfer plan, and systematic withdrawal plan in mutual funds. Thank you. Thank you for patient listening, and have a great day.